My nephew was born with both male and female reproductive systems. The doctor recommended surgery to remove one and keep the other. My sister-in-law insisted she wanted a girl. She was dead set on forcing my nephew to transition into a woman. But following my advice, my nephew chose to keep his male anatomy. Years later, after he graduated from college, he couldn't land a decent job, and he couldn't find a wife. That's when my sister-in-law started poisoning his mind, whispering in his ear, "It's all your aunt's fault. If it weren't for her, I would have had you turned into a girl back then." Look at how popular girls are nowadays. They can easily get hundreds of thousands in bride price. Once married, you wouldn't even need to work. You could just be a pampered trophy wife at home. Wouldn't that be great? You wouldn't have to struggle like this. From that moment on, my nephew grew to hate me with a passion. He lured me up to the roof and shoved me off. But after I was reborn, I found myself back at the hospital on the day we first discovered his condition. That afternoon, the whole family was in the doctor's office. Looking at the medical report the doctor handed us, the results were clear. The patient indeed possessed two complete reproductive systems. In this situation, we recommend surgery to keep one system and remove the other. Judging by the development, the male system is more mature. Doctor, wouldn't it be better to keep the female one? Girls are easier to marry off, you know. The bride price alone is hundreds of thousands these days. Huilan, let the kid choose for himself. What do you know? Xiao Sui, your mom is doing this for your own good. Doctor, wouldn't it be much easier for a girl? She wouldn't have to worry about buying a house or a car. If she marries well, she's set for life. I feel like I'm a boy. What would a child like you know? Sister-in-law, you're educated and sophisticated. Here you go again with that attitude. In my past life, that was exactly where I said that line. The part about the male reproductive system being more fully developed, because I said we should respect the child's wishes, I ended up dying a miserable death. But in this life, I am absolutely not opening my mouth. I'll just listen to what my sister-in-law and the child want. This is a huge deal. It's not my place to interfere. You. What are you talking about? You're the one in this family with the most sense. You people need to make this decision yourselves. I'm just the aunt. How could I possibly decide on something that affects the child's entire life? Family members, please make a decision as soon as possible. We need to plan the surgical procedure ahead of time. Doctor, could you explain that a bit more clearly? If we go with the female option, will it be easier for the child to marry later? And is the surgery expensive? We'll be able to keep it a secret later, right? Please, do not use the word "go with" like that. This is a serious medical decision. If you choose to keep the female system, the child will need to be on long-term hormone therapy after the surgery. If this condition is concealed from a future spouse, it could lead to serious legal and ethical issues. Once they're married, who would even bring that up? Listen, family member, we are only speaking from a medical standpoint. We strongly recommend keeping the more fully developed male system. This is about the child's physical and mental well-being, and their sense of identity. What kind of identity are you even talking about? I just want to know which one is more cost-effective. If it's a girl, we can collect a dowry when they get married. But with a boy, we'd have to buy a house and a car. Do you have any idea how much pressure that is? Xiao Sui, let mom tell you the truth. Look at your father. He worked himself to the bone his whole life just to afford a tiny apartment. And look at your aunt. She's over 30 and still hasn't managed to get married. What's the point of working overtime every single day? Being a girl is so much better. You dress up, look pretty, and find yourself someone rich. Once you get that dowry money, you'll have everything you need. Would I ever hurt you? I'm your mother. But mom, I really love basketball. I have so many great brothers in the dorm. Can you eat basketballs for a living? What about the bride price for a wife? What about a house? Can you even afford those? It's not too late to change it now. Listen to your mother and switch to the female system. I'll change your name to Zhao Shi. Doesn't that sound lovely? Just listen to the doctor. If the kid doesn't want to, then forget it. Zhao Shanchuan, shut your mouth. Our son is ruined because of your pathetic, spineless attitude. I'm making the call here. Doctor, we're keeping the female system. Zhao Sui's body went rigid, and in the end, he just lowered his head. Zhao Xinwan stood by the side, quietly observing her nephew's expression. It was the exact same look as in his past life, except this time, there was no one there to say, "I respect his wishes." He didn't even have an excuse left to put up a final fight. Excuse me, does the patient himself consent to this? He needs to sign the form himself. Hurry up and sign. Sign it, and mom will buy you a new phone tomorrow. Zhao Sui gripped the pen, silent for 10 seconds, before slowly signing his name. After the papers were signed, on the way back, Zhang Qilan glared at Zhao Xinwan with a look of pure resentment. The surgery costs 58,000. Post-op recovery will probably cost another 20,000. Little sister, what was that back there? I asked you to say something, but you stayed silent. Sister-in-law, I actually think you're right. Girls are like a recruitment bank, they bring wealth into the family. Unlike boys, who are more like a construction bank, they just drain your savings. With housing prices so high these days, Sui. Oh, sorry. She having an easier life later on is a real blessing. Now that sounds like something worth saying. Tell me, aren't bride prices around 300 to 500,000 now? My colleague's daughter got married, and she collected 680,000 just for the bride price. They even threw in a car. The man's side was stunned when they heard the 680,000. She. Mom will make sure to raise you to be a wealthy young lady. Money, money, money. All you ever care about is money. Why would I want money when I can have something better? If your son were a boy, we'd have to empty out our entire life savings just to get him a wife. But this way is much better. In the future, we can even collect a dowry to help out the family. Oh, that reminds me, little sister-in-law, you know a lot of people. When you come across a good family later on, remember to introduce them to Shishi. That goes without saying. Shishi has such a great foundation. If we raise her right, she's bound to have a bright future. Gu, do you really think this is a good idea? Shishi, your mom loves you the most. Her plans for you are definitely for your own good. Besides, for a girl, being good at your job isn't as important as marrying well. In my past life, I told you that being yourself was what mattered most. You hated me for ruining your path to marrying into a wealthy family. In this life, I'm telling you that marrying well is what matters most. I wonder, will you hate me even more this time around? After heading home, it's clear that only your aunt really understands how things work. Let's go, son. Mom is taking you to buy some girls' clothes so you can get used to them. As Zhao Su was being dragged away, he even turned back to glance at Zhao Xinwan. That night, Zhao Xinwan sat alone in the living room, staring at the laptop in front of her. The surgery is scheduled for next week. In my past life, I spent this time frantically researching medical data, trying to convince my sister-in-law to trust science, trying to convince my nephew to have the courage to be himself. And look where that got me. The wind on the rooftop was so cold. Just then, Zhao Xinwan's phone vibrated. It was a call from her mom. Mom? Is your sister-in-law actually going to go through with that surgery for Shishi tonight? He's a perfectly healthy boy, Mom. Your sister-in-law is just doing it so the child will have an easier life later on. What kind of easy is that? They're talking about going under the knife. Why didn't you stop her at the time? As if trying to stop her would have done any good? You know what kind of temper your sister-in-law has. Besides, what if Shishi really does marry into a wealthy family and lives a life of luxury? If you try to step in now, won't you just be making an enemy of her? But he, is he even willing to do this? Mom, he signed the surgery consent form himself. The kid is already 22 years old. It's time he took some responsibility for his own life. How can you be so cold-blooded? He's your own nephew. Mom, remember back when the demolition money came in? I said we should divide it according to the law. You called me cold-blooded then. This time, I didn't say a word. And your still times calling me cold-blooded? So tell me, what exactly do you want me to do? I know you're upset, I get it. But they chose this path for themselves. Mom, I'm tired. I'm going to sleep now. Zhao Xinwan hung up the phone and opened a real estate website. In my past life, I saved up money to help my nephew buy a house. Only for that to be the very thing that pushed me off the ledge. In this life, I know the subway is coming to this district next year. The price is only 8,000 per square meter right now. With a 300,000 down payment, my savings are enough. Plus, I can take out a small personal loan. Zhao Xinwan's phone started buzzing again. It was a voice message from her sister-in-law. Little sister, look at this dress. Isn't it just gorgeous? It's on sale for only 800. Wait, that was meant to be gorgeous. Let's fix that. Do you think she should take an etiquette class after the surgery? I heard that's what all the high society wives do. The color of this dress really highlights her skin tone. The etiquette class is a good idea. Investing in yourself is what matters most. Right. You've always had such a good eye. The surgery costs are still 2,000 short. Could you lend me that first? Sister-in-law, I just put a deposit down on a new apartment. My hands are a bit tied right now, but please, don't skimp on the surgery. Think of it as an investment. You'll get it all back tenfold in the dowry later. Buy a house? Why would a girl like you need to buy a house? Never mind. I'll just go ask your brother for the money. Here we go again. In my last life, I paid for the surgery out of my own pocket, and all I got was a well, you were supposed to. In this life, I won't pay a single cent. And I get told, why would a girl buy a house? Absolutely hilarious. Zhao Xinwan didn't bother replying. I'm not spending a single cent in this lifetime, going behind my back to say a woman shouldn't be buying property. How amusing. Zhao Xinwan didn't bother replying anymore. I stopped replying to Kuei Lan's messages. I just kept scrolling through real estate listings. I bookmarked 3 properties I liked. 3 days later, there was a family gathering. 7 or 8 of us were crowded around the table. Kuilan, is Xiao Su. No, I mean Xiao Shi. Is the surgery actually happening? Next Wednesday. And let me tell you all, don't call her Xiao Su anymore. Call her Zhao Shi. Is the child even okay with that? I heard about that kind of surgery. How could she not be okay with it? Shi is so sensible. Shi, come out and say hello to your elders. It was a voice message from my sister-in-law. Little sister. Look at this dress. Does it suit Shi? It's on sale for just $800. Do you think we should sign her up for an etiquette class after the surgery? I heard that's what all the girls marrying into wealthy families do. The dress. The color really complements her skin tone. Yes, sign her up for the etiquette class. Investing in yourself is what matters most. Right. You always have such a good eye. The surgery still costs $20,000 short. Can you lend it to me first? Sister-in-law, I just looked at a property. I've already paid the deposit. Money is tight, but we can't skimp on Jishi's surgery. Think of it as an investment. We'll get it all back tenfold in her dowry later. Buying a house? You're a woman. Why are you buying a house? Forget it. I'll go ask your brother for the money. In my past life, I paid for that surgery out of my own pocket, and all I got in return was being told it was only right for me to do so. This time around, I'm not paying a cent. And now she has the nerve to ask why a woman is buying a house? That's really rich. Zhao Xinwan. I didn't reply to Quaylan's messages anymore. I went back to browsing real estate listings. I marked 3 properties as my top choices. 3 days later, the relatives gathered at our place. 7 or 8 people were sitting around together. Quaylan, Xiaosu. Ah no, Xiaoxi. Is the surgery really going ahead? Next Wednesday. And look, don't call her Xiaosu anymore. Call her Jiaoxi. Is the child actually okay with this change? I heard about this surgery. How could she possibly be against it? Shishi is so well behaved. Shishi, come on out and meet your elders. What do you know about anything? This is an investment. Shishi, tell me, do you think we should sign up for it? Mom, I think Shishi, your mom is only doing this for your own good. If you work a little harder now, you'll save yourself 20 years of struggle later on, you know? Why does listening to mom make me feel so uneasy? All she does is spout empty flattery. I bet she's still bitter about the drama over the demolition payout last time. Zhang Qilan was still lost in her own grand plan, completely oblivious to their whispering. That's decided then. Etiquette class. On MBA and a spa membership, we're signing up for all of it. Heh, mom is definitely going to raise you to be a wealthy socialite. I'm not just uneasy, I'm cold to the bone. In my past life, I told them not to put so much pressure on the child, and I got yelled at for talking big without knowing the struggle. In this life, since I'm all for this all-around development nonsense, go ahead and drain the family savings on this gamble. This isn't called killing with kindness. This is called fully supporting your every decision. Zhao Xinwan looked up and happened to lock eyes with her confused nephew. Go for it, auntie, he said. Didn't you used to say you wanted to be your true self? Zhao Su suddenly spoke up and the whole living room went dead silent. That was just my aunt being naive back then. I understand now. In this life, practical benefits are what matter most. See, my aunt was true to herself. Sure, but what good did all that backbreaking exhaustion do her? Exactly. Shishi, don't listen to all that hollow talk. Real tangible benefits are what's real. If you don't even have the conviction to stand by your own words, why on earth would you expect anyone else to do it for you? Soon enough, the day of the surgery arrived. Zhao Xinwan happened to be in the area looking at property, so she stopped by to check on things. Why aren't they out yet? It's been 3 hours. Don't panic, sister-in-law. Major surgeries always take time. Sis, do you really think the surgery will go off without a hitch? I mean, it's being performed by the top specialists from 3 major hospitals. What could possibly go wrong? Sister-in-law, try to look on the bright side. Once Sixi marries well, you'll be living the good life. Just you wait. You're right. It won't take long now. The surgical lights dimmed. The doctor walked out and announced the surgery was a success. The patient hasn't woken up from the anesthesia yet. We need to keep her under observation for 6 hours. Doctor, will she still be able to get married and have kids later on? Will this affect her chances of finding a partner? Her physiological functions will be preserved. However, she will need to take hormone medication long term. Also, the patient's mental state is very important. I recommend scheduling some counseling sessions after the surgery. Counseling? Are you kidding? We should be celebrating. Zhang Qilan leaned in anxiously to get a look. They rolled the hospital bed out. Zhao Xinwan just stood to the side, watching it all unfold. Shichi, mom's right here. In my past life, I was the one holding her hand, telling her not to be afraid. Sis-in-law, you've got this. I have some business to take care of, so I'm heading out. I have to get the paperwork done for the house. Go on then. Go on. Oh, right, where did you end up buying that place? It's in the Jinkai district, an 80 square meter unit. That place is in the middle of nowhere. You would have been better off lending me the money to invest in Shixi's future. Sure. I don't have your sharp eye for things, sister-in-law. She walked away, stopping at the end of the hallway. Zhao Xinwan paused. She glanced back at Zhao Shi. Zhao Shi, you signed off on this path yourself. In this life, I'm not going to give you a single word of advice or lift a single finger to help. I really want to see just how far that rich trophy wife dream of yours and your mother's is actually going to get you. Just then, her phone buzzed. It was a message from the real estate agent. Miss, the owner of the other unit agreed to drop the price by 50,000. Can we sign today? I'm on my way. The best part about being reborn with a full bank account is realizing that some people just aren't worth wasting your breath on. 2 years have already passed since Zhao Shi finished her surgery. It was a weekend, and the Zhao family was having a gathering. All the aunts, uncles, and distant relatives had shown up. Zhao Shi, dressed in a pink floral dress, was surrounded by a crowd of people. Look at how beautiful our Shishi looks now. She spent nearly $50,000 on beauty treatments and skincare over the last 2 years alone. I mean, it really shows, doesn't it? But why isn't Shishi smiling at all, Mom? Oh, she's a young lady now. Being a bit reserved is a good thing. The wealthy families nowadays just love that kind of poise, you know? Little Aunt really knows what she's talking about. Oh, right. Since you know so many bosses at your company, why don't you introduce a few to our Shishi? The people I know are just regular office workers. At best, they're middle management. Besides, Shishi has such high standards. There's no way she'd look twice at guys making 20 or 30,000 a month. 20 or 30,000? That's not gonna cut it. Our Shishi is destined to be a top-tier socialite. She needs someone pulling in at least $1 million a year. Can you just keep it down for a second? What, did I say something wrong? A woman's prime years are short. If she doesn't snag someone now, who's going to want her when she hits 30? You're always saying things like that. Just then the doorbell rang. I'll go get the door. As soon as the door opened, there stood a man who looked to be pushing 50. He was holding a gift box in his hands. Excuse me, is Miss Zhao Shi at home? I am Director Lin Jiangguo. Oh my, what brings you here? Shi, hurry up! Zhang Quilin pulled Lin inside. Jiangguo sat in the main seat on the sofa. He kept glancing over at Zhao Shi every now and then. I caught a glimpse of Miss Zhao at the charity gala last month. I've been thinking about her, so I decided to stop by today. Hope I'm not intruding. Not at all. Not at all. Director Zhao ran a small business in building materials. He had gotten a divorce last year and had a 10-year-old son. I think Miss Zhao seems very gentle. She would probably be great with children. I just love kids. Our Shishi loves children more than anything. You know, Mr. Lin lives in a 300 square meter villa. He's got 3 different cars, and his company brings in a solid 20 to 30 million a year. Oh, come on, Shishi, hurry up and pour Mr. Lin some tea. Coming. A divorced guy, nearing 50, with a kid. Of course she'd take the bait. I mean, he is a bit older, but he's still in his prime, right? You think some rich kid in his 20s is looking to settle down? A guy like Mr. Lin has made a name for himself. He knows how to treat a woman. Exactly. An older man knows how to take care of you, did you hear that? So what if he's been married before? The kid is already grown, you don't even have to go through the pain of childbirth. Mom, I actually have a meeting. You don't even have to go through the pain of childbirth. Mom, I've got a meeting to get to. Miss Zhao, would you be free for dinner next week? After seeing Mr. Lin Jiangguo out, as soon as Zhao Xinwan closed the door, she heard her son complaining to his mother. He's 23 years older than me. His son is 10 years old, so what if there's a 23-year age gap? The man is loaded. You marry him, and you're living in a villa and driving a BMW. Look at your aunt. She's 35 and still single. Working overtime every day just to pay off her mortgage. Is that the kind of life you want? If the kid doesn't want to, forget it. You, shut your mouth. It's because you're so useless that our daughter has to find her own opportunities. Listen to me. Dress up nicely next weekend. If you dare give him any attitude, I'll... Now, sister-in-law, calm down. Shishi, your mom is only doing this for your own good. Do you have any idea how fierce the competition is for young women these days? A man with Mr. Lin's assets? People are practically throwing themselves at him. You're just lucky he noticed you. Auntie, do you really think am I just envious? If someone set me up with a guy like that, I'd have said yes in a heartbeat. Look, a woman's youth only lasts a few years, understand? Even my aunt is saying this. Even Auntie? Could it be that I'm really just overthinking it? Marrying into that family means being a stepmother. But so what? You don't have to give birth, you just get a son handed to you for free. In the future, the whole estate will belong to our Shi. Your sister-in-law is right. 2 weeks later, Lin Jiangguo, Zhao Si, and his sister-in-law were having a meal at an upscale Western restaurant. After spending these 2 weeks with Miss Zhao, I feel like we're a great fit. I'll be direct. I want to get married. You're certainly a straightforward man, Mr. Lin. For the dowry, our side is looking at 280,000. I'll cover all the wedding expenses, and after we're married, we'll live in a villa. Plus, I'll give you 20,000 a month for pocket money. 280,000, Mr. Lin? Our Shishi is a pure, untouched girl. If you think that's too much, then never mind. No. Mr. Lin, let's discuss this more. After dinner, the moment they got home that night, Zhang Quilin started worrying. 280,000? Is he trying to brush off a beggar? We've invested way more than that in her over the last 2 years. That's enough, quit it. The guy has a house and a car. What the hell do you know? I've asked around. When Lin Jiangguo's ex-wife divorced him, she got 5 million. Why should our Sixi only get 280,000? Mom, I don't want to marry him anymore. You're getting married. You're already 25. If you wait a few more years, no one will even want to pay 280,000 for you. The door opened from the outside. Zhao Xinwan walked in carrying a file folder. What's going on here? You be the judge of this tonight. Lin Jiangguo is only offering a dowry of 280,000. 280,000 is a bit on the low side, but I heard Mr. Lin has been a bit tight on cash lately. With money tied up at the construction site, funds are tight. Exactly. That's why he's in such a rush to get married and change his luck. Of course, sister-in-law, if you think it's not right, we can just wait a bit longer. Shishi is still young anyway. But actually, I ran into Auntie Lee today. Her daughter is 29, and even for blind dates, the dowry demand has dropped to 200,000. She still hasn't managed to get married. Girls nowadays, once they pass 28, their market value drops like a stone. 29 years old, 200,000? Yeah, if you ask me, President Lin might have offered a low dowry, but at least he provides financial security after marriage. She'll get to live in a villa and have $20,000 for spending money every month. It's not like my life, stuck on a dead-end salary. After the mortgage payments, I barely have enough left for food. Mom, maybe we should reconsider this? Reconsider what? It's going to be Lin Jiangguo. We just need to negotiate the dowry. You're going to help your sister-in-law with the negotiations tonight. You're the educated one. You know how to talk to people. I can't do that. This is Shixi's future we're talking about. I really should stay out of it to avoid any trouble. Besides, sister-in-law, your negotiation skills are way better than mine. Didn't you talk that grocery vendor into dropping her prices just the other day? That's true, but Quilin, if the girl doesn't want it, don't force her. Zhao Shanchuan, if I hadn't been holding this family together, it would have fallen apart years ago. You only make 4,000 a month. Do you have any idea how much it costs to raise the kids to this age? We have a chance to turn things around now. Are you really going to hold us back? Sister-in-law, you two go ahead and discuss it. I still have a project proposal to look over. And Shixi, President Lin might be older, but older men are more stable. Just look at those girls who marry young wealthy playboys. They're exhausted every single day just trying to watch out for mistresses. Zhao Xinwan stood up without saying another word. She turned around, went into her bedroom, and shut the door. Did you hear that? Even your aunt says so. Mom is doing this for your own good. I'm calling Lin Jiangguo tomorrow. We are raising that dowry to at least 380,000. Maybe I really am just being oversensitive. Even someone as smart and capable as my aunt is envious of my life. 3 days later, Shishi met up with Zhao Xinwan. Auntie, Lin Jiangguo agreed to 350,000. We're getting engaged next month. Isn't that great news? Congratulations. But last night, I dreamed I was still Zhao Sui, playing basketball. Auntie, sometimes when I look in the mirror, I don't even feel like the person looking back is me. So, are you finally starting to waver? Shishi, there's no turning back now. Shishi, don't ever say things like that again. You have it so good right now. Being pretty gives you a shot at a great marriage. Do you even know how many girls are jealous of you? But Lin Jiangguo, he made me sign a prenup yesterday. He said that villa is his premarital property, and he even made me promise to be good to his son. A prenup? Well, that's a bit much, but it's understandable, I guess. His family has so much wealth at stake. Auntie, do I really have to marry him? I'm only 25. Shishi, let me be real with you for a second. For a woman, the most important thing in life is marrying the right guy. Look at me, I'm 35, pulling overtime until midnight every single day. My last checkup showed a bunch of health issues. Just to pay off the mortgage, I can't even bring myself to buy a decent winter coat. But Auntie, you seem like you're living a full life. Full? That's just me putting on a brave face. Last time when my mom had to be hospitalized, I only had 8,000 left in my account when I went to pay the deposit. If you marry President Lin, do you think you'd ever have to worry about money again? Besides, if you say you don't want to marry him now, do you think your mom would agree? Over the last 2 years, just to raise and support you, the family has burned through all their savings. Plus, your dad's health isn't great either. I know things haven't been easy for them. Exactly, so listen to your mom, you won't go wrong. Look at how well she's planned everything out for you. Once you marry into that family, you'll be a wealthy lady. Then you can help out at home, and your mom and dad can finally enjoy their lives. That's what being filial is all about. Being filial, right. I have to be filial to mom and dad. I have to go now. I have an appointment to view an apartment with the landlord. Hey, remember what your auntie said. Working hard doesn't pay off as much as marrying well. Don't end up following in my footsteps. Auntie, you're looking to buy a place? My lease is up. I'm just trying to find something closer to the office. But housing prices are just way too high right now. I can't afford to buy anything. I wish you happiness. Zhao Xinwan stepped out of the coffee shop. The smile instantly vanished from her face. Her loan for the second apartment had finally been approved. The transfer was set for next week. A week later, just after finishing the paperwork for the property, Zhao Xinwan ran into her neighbor, Auntie Zhang, who was looking at homes with a friend. Oh, Xiao Zhao, it really is you. Did you come here to buy a small place for an investment? The prices in this complex have already hit 20,000 per square meter. How big of a unit did you get? Just an 89 square meter place. It'll be easy to rent out. I've been saving up for the down payment for years. You've got a great eye. I heard they're building a subway station nearby, so property values are bound to go up even more. Oh, right as your niece, Zhao Shi. Really marrying that wealthy businessman? Yeah, my sister-in-law set it all up. I heard the guy is 45, divorced, and has a kid. Well, older men know how to take care of you. She's lucky she'll get to live the good life once she marries in, unlike me, having to grind it out on my own. Yeah, I guess. But honestly, Xiao Zhao, you're doing just fine. You're already on your second property. Zhang Quilin and her family showed up uninvited, claiming they wanted to take a look at Zhao Xinwan's new place. You just bought this? It's so tiny. How much did you pay? Over 1.8 million? And a 30-year mortgage? 30 years? You'll be retired by the time you pay that off. Our she is marrying into a house that's already a mansion. She won't have to suffer like this. So little auntie, you're happy about buying this place? Happy? My monthly payments are 9,000. Half my salary is gone just like that. Your mother was right after all. Why would a girl need to buy her own home? If you marry well, you'll have everything. Did you hear that? See, your little auntie even admits it. Oh, and by the way, Shishi's engagement party is next month. Make sure you bring a generous gift. Shishi is going to be a rich lady now, so you, as her aunt, better not be stingy. Of course. How much would be appropriate? At least 5,000. Oh, and since you know a lot of people, the engagement party has to be at a 5-star hotel. Why don't you try reaching out to your sister-in-law for some help? You know, hotels require a deposit up front for bookings, but all my money went into the down payment for the house. Come on, don't give me that, that's just not right. She is only getting engaged once in her life, you know. And here you are, her own aunt, refusing to lift a finger. Look, Quilon, It wasn't easy for her to buy that place. Really, it wasn't. Well, who told her to go around trying to be some kind of power woman? What's the point of buying that dump of a house anyway? Ha! Exactly. No one dares to marry a power woman like that. Right. That's why I'm actually jealous of Shishi. Mom, let's just go home. I want to go buy a dress for the engagement party. You're right, it has to be a designer brand. Let's go. Mom will take you to the mall. Zhang Qilan and Zhao Shi walked away. Zhao Shanchuan trailed behind, walking slowly. Shi Xi was crying secretly last night. Brother, they chose this path themselves. I know, but... Oh, never mind. Just take good care of yourself. 1 hour later, Zhao Shi was at a luxury boutique. She was trying on a dress with a price tag of 38,000. You look absolutely stunning in this dress, miss. It really brings out your elegance. 38,000? Mom, Lin Jiangguo said all his friends are coming to the engagement party. I can't wear something cheap and make him lose face. We're buying it, Shishi. But Mom, my paycheck for this month hasn't even come in yet. Just use your credit card to cover it for now. Once the dowry money arrives, Mom will pay you back. My credit card limit only has 10,000 left. Then borrow the rest from your aunt. Aunt just bought a house and ugh, she did it on purpose. She didn't buy it sooner or later. She just had to buy it right at this moment. Just use my card. At worst, we'll just eat salted vegetables next month. Zhao Shi looked at herself in the mirror, dripping with luxury. It looks so good. This is the life I've always wanted. Zhao Shi's phone buzzed. It was a message from Lin Jiangguo. Did you find a dress yet? Send me a photo, let me see. Oh, and I just thought of a few things. We need to add a clause to the prenuptial agreement. If there are no children within 5 years, the entire dowry must be returned in full. Zhao Shi stared at the screen. That $38,000 dress suddenly felt like a thorn in her eye. She replied, the dress doesn't fit, and let's just call off the engagement. It was from this moment on that Zhao Shi started visiting the beauty clinic more and more frequently, becoming increasingly obsessed with the amount of the dowry. 3 years later, Zhao Shi sat across from a marriage consultant. Spread out before her were 7 or 8 profiles. Ms. Zhao, these are the profiles of the men who meet your criteria this month. But are you really sure you won't consider relaxing your age requirements? High-quality men under the age of 40 usually look for a spouse around 25. Do I look that old? I spend $10,000 a month at the salon just on upkeep. It's not about your appearance. It's about fertility. Your file says you have an underdeveloped uterus and are unable to conceive. That one detail filters out 90% of our high-quality clients. I can do IVF. And what about the costs? Plus, the success rate is very low. Miss Zhao, I suggest you take a look at these few instead. This man is 48, an executive at a public company. His children are already grown and married, so he doesn't require any more offspring. He was bald, and his gut was even bigger than Lin Jiangguo's. I didn't marry Lin Jiangguo 3 years ago, and now you want me to marry this kind of guy? Miss Zhao, you are 28 this year. In the dating market, you are already considered advanced age. Add in the fertility issues, and to be honest with you, the resources available to match you are very limited. I don't believe it. My mom told me that someone like me could at least marry someone worth 10 million. Then I suggest you look for someone else to represent you. Look, the $30,000 service fee is non-refundable. It's clearly stated in the contract. Right after stepping out of the matchmaking agency, Zhang Qilan arranged for Zhao Shi to go on a blind date with a high-flying professional in his mid-30s. So, Miss Zhao, what are your hobbies in your spare time? Oh, flower arranging, tea ceremonies, and the occasional art gallery visit. My mom says these things help cultivate a sense of elegance. That's fair enough. Though I heard from the matchmaker that you don't currently have a job. My mom says a girl doesn't really need a career. As long as I marry well, that's all that matters. Supporting my husband and raising children is my only duty after marriage. I see. And how exactly do you define marrying well, Miss Zhao? Well, at the very least, a villa, an annual income of over $1 million, a dowry of no less than 500,000, and I'll be the one managing the finances after we marry. Plus, my monthly allowance can't be less than 30,000. Those are certainly very specific requirements. Look, I have another meeting to get to. Miss Zhao, if I may be blunt, given what you bring to the table, your demands are completely out of touch. What is that supposed to mean? I make $2 million a year. I have a house. I have a car. Why would I ever want a trophy wife who just treats me like a walking ATM? Oh, and one more thing. That Chanel piece you're wearing? It's last year's model. Someone truly wealthy wouldn't be caught dead wearing out-of-season clothes. He turned around and walked away without looking back, leaving Zhao Shi stunned, standing there all alone. She knew it, another blind date, down the drain. After Zhao Ji's string of failed dates, 1 week later, Zhang Qilan ambushed Zhao Shenwan as she was leaving work. You have to help me this time? Sister-in-law, what's wrong? Xi's latest date just crashed and burned. He was a lawyer too. Everything was going so well, honestly. But then, his mother did some digging behind our backs. I don't know who told her, but she found out Xi had surgery in the past. How could that have gotten out? How should I know? It must have been the hospital leaking our private information. You know so many people tonight, right? Is there any way you could pull some strings for us? Sister-in-law, medical records like these are protected by law. If they're leaked, we could get sued. Besides, did Shishi ever come clean to the guy when she was on that blind date? Come clean? Are you crazy? If she told him, who would even want her? But sister-in-law, he's going to find out sooner or later once they're married. By then, it'll be a done deal. What's he gonna do about it? Really, what could he even do? Just tell me. Are you gonna help or not? Shishi is your own niece, for God's sake. Sister-in-law, it's not that I don't want to help. I just physically can't. I'm buried in this project, working overtime every single day. The boss is watching me like a hawk. Look, I've got an appointment to sign a lease with a tenant. I've gotta go. Zhao Xinwan. So you're just gonna sit there and watch your niece stay single forever? Zhao Xinwan didn't even acknowledge her. She just walked away without even looking back. She'd finally rented out the third property, that courtyard house. The pressure of the monthly mortgage payments was so much lighter now. It was time to start thinking about the fourth property. A few days later, Zhao Shanchuan was hospitalized due to high blood pressure. In the hospital room, Zhao Shi was sitting on the side, glued to her phone. Where's the family member? My mom went to pay the fees. The patient has stage 3 hypertension. He absolutely needs to be hospitalized for observation. It's caused by long-term exhaustion and extreme emotional volatility. You family members really need to pay attention. Zhang Quilan came rushing in. She held the payment receipt and asked how many days he had to stay. How much does it cost per day? He needs to stay for at least 3 days. The deposit is $5,000. We'll see what the follow-up test results say. 5,000? We haven't even paid this month's mortgage yet. This is all your fault. I told you 1,000 times not to work those hours at that dump of a factory. You just had to have that bit of overtime pay. If I didn't work overtime, where would I get the money for your expensive beauty treatments? Mom, I still need to get my hyaluronic acid fillers next month. My bestie said this new place gets amazing results. Fillers. All you ever think about are those damn fillers. Your dad is literally lying in a hospital bed right now. That's right. We should go find Zhao Xinwan. Doesn't she have plenty of money? Zhang Quilan arrives at Zhao Xinwan's new place, carrying a fruit basket. Zhao Shi follows reluctantly behind her. Sister-in-law, how is my brother doing? He's in the hospital, high blood pressure. Honestly, I'm at my wit's end tonight. The business at your brother's shop hasn't been doing well at all. My monthly salary is only $3,000. And oh my god, I still have to pay my beauty salon fees. Sister-in-law, please don't panic. My brother's health comes first. What do you need me to do? Lend you 100,000? Your brother needs money for his hospital stay. And Shishi needs to go to Korea for plastic surgery. I've already done my research. Their techniques over there are the best. If she gets a little work done, she'll definitely be able to get married when she gets back. Plastic surgery? Really? Shishi is already 29 years old this year. If we keep dragging this out, no one will want her. If she looks prettier, we can ask for a much higher bride price. Haha, mom. I don't want to go to Korea. You, zip it for tonight. You have 2 apartments you're collecting rent from. Plus, your salary is high. 100,000 should be pocket change for you, right? Sister-in-law, I actually bought a 3rd apartment last year. My monthly mortgage is 18,000. The rent I collect just barely covers the loans on the first 2. My entire salary goes right into covering the rest. I won't lie to you. I even had to put my credit card payments on an installment plan this month. When did you buy that 3rd one? Half a year ago, in that new complex in the East District. I thought it would be a good investment at the time. But now I'm stuck with it. Sister-in-law, if I really had the money, I would definitely lend it to you. But wait, isn't Shishi getting married soon? Why not ask her future son-in-law? Future son-in-law? I've had enough of that. Mom, it's been 3 years and I've been on over 30 blind dates. They're either going bald, or they're divorced with kids. Take that Mr. Wang from last time. He's 53. He's even older than my dad. So what if he's 53? He's worth 20 million, but so what? He wanted me to sign a prenup where I wouldn't get a single penny. And on top of that, he expected me to take care of his mother who has dementia. You still have to marry him. You're already 29 years old. If you don't marry now, you'll never be able to get married. Sister-in-law, calm down. Zhao Xinwan, stop acting so high and mighty. If you hadn't stopped Xiao Sui back then, he could still be a man today. At least he'd be able to work and make a living. So you finally said it out loud. Sister-in-law, who was the one who signed the surgery consent form? I was just, who was it that kept saying that marriage is the only way to change your fate? Who was it that complained about the dowry being too small at every single date? Who was it that made Shizi quit her job just to focus on finding a husband? You're bringing up the past! Zhao Shanchuan suddenly pushed the door open. He was with Kui Lan from the hospital. I heard it all. I heard everything. Shanchuan, aren't you supposed to be in the hospital? I lay in that hospital bed thinking all night long. How did this family turn into such a mess? My own son. You forced him to become neither a man nor a woman. And now, she can't even get married, complaining about this and that all day long. She doesn't do any housework, and she thinks working is too exhausting. What kind of person have you turned her into? Dad, did you just call me neither a man nor a woman? Zhao Shanchuan, have you lost your mind? Yeah, I have lost it. I've been driven crazy by the lot of you. It was all you, Kui Lan. This was all you're doing. You kept saying having a daughter was like having a gold mine. Well, where is it now? Your bank has gone bust. Where's the money? Where's the dowry? You're blaming me now? Didn't you all agree to the surgery back then? Mom said it was better to have a girl. Who among you even tried to stop it? And Auntie didn't stop it either, did she? Fine, I didn't stop it. Because that's your life to live. I did all this for the sake of this family, so that you could all live a decent life. Let's get a divorce, Quilan. I just can't take it anymore. The door slammed shut with a heavy thud. Zhao Shanchuan walked out, and Zhao Xinwan chased after him. Zhao Shanchuan was leaning against the wall, tears streaming down his face. Brother, come stay at my place. No, I'm heading back to the old house. Xinvan, as long as you're doing well, I can finally stop worrying. Don't worry about us anymore. A month had passed since Zhao Shanchuan moved out, but Zhang Quilan was still acting like she was possessed. She kept pushing Zhao Shi to go on blind dates. This one has to work out. He's 32 and runs his own company. He's never been married. Mom pulled strings with 8 different people just to get this date. Mom, I don't want to go on any more blind dates. I want to find a job. Find a job? And what exactly can you do? Waiting tables pays $3,000 a month. Is that even enough to buy a single bottle of face serum? Listen to me. Get him drunk at dinner tomorrow. Then make it official once it's done. It's done. He won't be able to back out then. Mom, that's marriage fraud. Fraud? What fraud? If he's with you, he better take responsibility. At the very least, we're asking for $800,000 for the dowry. Your dad's hospital bills, the mortgage, the credit card debt, everything depends on this money. I'm not going. You're going even if you have to be dragged there. Look at how this family has been dragged down because of you. Do you have any idea? The debt collectors are calling every single day. The next night, in a hotel room, Zhao Shi huddled at the edge of the bed, her clothes in disarray. The guy is on the phone, saying something happened to his mom. He's a man, not a woman. It's all coming up below. I was too drunk, I didn't pay attention. I only figured it out this morning. You lied to me. You're a transsexual. I'm not trans. I have both sets of systems, but I kept the female one. You fraud. Did your whole family team up to trick me into this marriage? Huh? You want that dowry, is that it? 800,000? Let me tell you, you aren't getting a single cent from me, and I'm suing you. Please don't. My mom made me do it. Made you do it? You're 29 years old. Don't you have a brain of your own? Get out. Get out right now. The next morning, the guy shows up with his parents and 2 big guys. His relatives started banging on the door. Come on out, Zhang Chuilan. You bunch of scammers. Get out here. In-law. Pfft, who the hell is your in-law? Everyone, look at this. Judge for yourselves. Their daughter is actually a man who transitioned. They tricked my son into marriage just to get an $800,000 dowry. They got me drunk last night trying to make things official before I knew what was happening. Thank God I found out in time. Otherwise, my whole life would have been ruined. No, it's not like that. Shishi is a girl. I've got the medical records right here. You guys did that surgery back then, didn't you? You kept the female reproductive system just to pull this marriage scam, right? I didn't mean to, I swear. My mom forced me to. Zhao Xin, what are you talking about? You all heard that, right? This family raises scammers just to marry people off and steal their dowry money. Who would ever dare to marry into a family like this again? A crowd was starting to gather. They were all pointing and whispering. Everything went black for the sister-in-law. She fainted right there on the spot. She passed out cold. Did you hear that? That girl from the Zhao family. Oh my god, she's actually a guy. No wonder they were asking for such a crazy high dowry. That's marriage fraud, plain and simple. I heard they wanted 800,000. Zhang Quilan was always pushing her daughter to marry into a rich family. Turns out, it was all a scam. The neighbor's son is in the hospital, and they're already filing for divorce. The daughter is hiding at home, too scared to even step outside. If you ask me, this is all Zhang Quilan's doing. The poor kid was fine until she forced him into this. Lin Wan is doing well for herself though. She's got 3 apartments now, right? She earned every bit of that on her own. Yeah, and behind the window upstairs. Zhao Shi is listening to every word, and he hates Zhang Quilan's guts right now. Later, at the banquet for Zhao Xinwan's mother's 70th birthday, there were 5 tables full of relatives. Zhao Xinwan was sitting at the main table right next to her mother. Xinwan is definitely the most successful one in our family now. 3 apartments. And I heard she even got promoted to director. Just an assistant director, actually. And those places are all under mortgage. The financial pressure is massive. Oh, stop being so modest. You must be pulling in 20 or 30,000 a month in rent alone, right? That's half a year's salary for me. Xinwan, you really had the foresight. Buying those properties so early, haha. I tried to tell my son to buy back then, but he wouldn't listen. Now, home prices have more than doubled. Ugh, we can't afford anything now. Xinwan is just so capable. I know your brother. Her brother is still living at the old family house. I hired a nanny to go over and clean it every week. Don't worry, Mom. Zhang Quilan doesn't even have the face to show up here. Everyone knows about the marriage fraud by now. I heard Zhao Ji fell into a deep depression. He just cries at home all day. Such a shame, he was a good kid until he was ruined. The sister-in-law suddenly stood up. She walked toward the main table with her glass, saying, Mom, I wish you a long and healthy life. And tonight, sister-in-law, I'd like to toast to you. You're really living the good life now, aren't you? Have a seat, sister-in-law. Did you know it would end up like this all along? Know what? That Shishi would never be able to get married. That we would end up in this mess. Sister-in-law, that was a path you chose for yourselves. Back at the hospital, you said choosing the female system would make her easier to marry off. I said, I'll listen to you guys. For years, you kept saying a girl's success doesn't matter as much as a good marriage. I said, sister-in-law, you're absolutely right. You said the dowry had to be high. I said, that's only fair. Which one of those things I said was wrong? You were just killing me with kindness. Killing you with kindness? Every word I said was just agreeing with you. Every single point was something you brought up first. Couldn't you have just stopped us? You're her own aunt. First of all, during that surgery, I was just the aunt, not the parent. Second, I tried to talk some sense into you 3 times over these last 10 years. I tried to get Shisi to learn a real skill. You said she didn't need to, because she was getting married anyway. I tried to get her to find a job, and you said it was beneath her. I tried to tell you to lower your standards. You told me your daughter deserved better. And third, in my past life, I did times try to stop you. I tried to convince Xiao Sun to choose the male system. And what happened? He couldn't find a wife. You spent every single day blaming his aunt for it. In the end, he was the one who pushed me off the 23rd floor. This time around, I didn't dare to get in your way. I'm afraid of dying. Mom, that's all in the past now. I'll toast to you with this drink to thank you for teaching me one thing. Never interfere in other people's lives, even if you see them jumping straight into a fire pit. Please, enjoy your meal. I have an investment meeting to get to. Zhao Xinwan headed back alone. Inside the car, she received a call from her mother. Was what you said just now true? Did he really push you? Mom, that's all in the past, just think of it as a nightmare. But he's your own nephew. And what about Zhang Qilan? How could he? Mom! Human nature, it just doesn't stand up to the test, especially when it's all tangled up with greed and regret. Get some rest now. Stop overthinking and just hang up. Just as Zhao Xinwan was about to leave, a figure suddenly stepped out. It was Xiao Guo. You looking for me? I want to know. What happened to me in my past life? Does it really matter? Even if you knew, what would it change? I just want to know if I had stayed a man back then. Would my life have turned out differently? In your past life, you struggled to find work after graduating college. You were constantly miserable with every blind date your mom forced on you. Your mother would nag you every single day. She'd talk about how the neighbor's daughter got 500,000 in dowry. She'd complain that if I hadn't opened my big mouth back then, you would have been her personal cash cow by now. You started to resent me, and you started to resent the whole world. In the end, you decided that I was the one who ruined your chance at an easy life. On your 30th birthday, you told me you'd had a change of heart and wanted to treat me to dinner. Instead, you lured me up to the roof of the company building. So, no matter which path I choose in this life, you'll end up hating me anyway? Either because I didn't stop you, or because I did? I'm just the most convenient target, the outsider you can pin all your failures on. Then what am I supposed to do? Xiao Guo, what am I even supposed to be now? In my past life, I was already dead by this point. Watching you reach this stage in this life, I can't tell if I feel relieved or just deeply saddened. There's no one else here. Just you and me. Answer me. Do you want me to call you Zhao Shi or Zhao Sui? I don't know. Zhao Xinwan took a sticky note out of her bag. She wrote down an address and a phone number. This is the address of the old family home. And this is your father's new mobile number. I helped him set it up last month. Here is $3,000. The choice is yours to make. Auntie, why are you still helping me? We treated you so poorly. I'm not doing this for you. I'm just giving some closure to that version of myself from my past life. The one up on that rooftop, who never got a second chance. 3 months later, Zhao Xinwan was at a counseling clinic. She saw a familiar figure. Auntie, you work here? Just a front desk assistant. That's nice. And your dad? He's staying at the old house. His blood pressure has been much more stable. Auntie, I used the money you gave me. Sign up for a night shift computer training course. Classes start next month. That's great! 1 year later, on Lunar New Year's Eve, Zhao Xinwan sat out on the balcony. Her phone screen lit up. It was a family photo sent by her mother. Take a look at your brother and Xiao Sui tonight. Xiao Sui is working as a dispatcher at a logistics company now. She's doing quite well. She even got promoted to team leader. Finally, the house actually feels like it's celebrating the new year this time. Have you had your dumplings, honey? I did, Mom. Happy New Year. The greatest price of being reborn is not the ability to foresee the future. It is the clarity of mind. I cannot save anyone, except for myself. I no longer try to steer anyone else's course. I simply light my own lighthouse from afar. Perhaps it's selfish, but it is safe enough.